Any insight on expanding your income? First thing I realize is, bro, there's no amount of money in the world that could fix bad habits. This is why Mike Tyson lost $300 million. MC Hammer lost $50 million. Who has a Hall of Fame? Who got bigger Hall of Fame fumbles? And I'm not saying this is a joke. It can happen to anybody. Fetty Wap fumble money? Don't say Mayweather. Mayweather be cooking. You don't think so. Mayweather be cooking. 50 Cent. Okay, filing for bankruptcy does not always mean broke, but that's a conversation for another day. Y'all gotta realize, like, the game a little bit different in certain tax brackets. It's a lot different. Every decision you have to imagine you make in a different tax bracket is just not the same. There's even different game at different tax, even upper tax brackets. Like a millionaire is not the same thing as a multi-millionaire. And an 8-figure millionaire, meaning anything over 10 million, is not the same as a who is at like 100 million plus. Anywhere from, like, let's say 10 to 30 something million. Mind you, there are people surviving making $30,000 a year. You know what I'm saying? I grew up poor my whole life, so we're having a conversation about money though, so we're going there. But when you reach like brackets like that, whole different game. We're just talking about 0 to hero. 0 to at least financially be comfortable. We're focusing on that area of money. We're not going to go into 10 million, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. We're not going there, right? We're just going to talk about 0 to stable. The first thing about 0 to stable is, what niggas don't even realize is, statistically, bro, the average millionaire is probably walking past you every day. The average millionaire is a person who's made like $50,000 a year or $70,000 a year, invested it consistently, bought their house appreciated in value. They might have got like a second home, took some money out, turned the first, like, it's very slow, sure ways to get money, bro. It's not just always about, man, I gotta hit this fucking parlay, bro, or damn, I gotta get lucky on this big play. I understand. I'm a nigga with ambition myself, so I do understand the get quick rich thing. But most millionaires don't get rich like that. So if you're literally trying to take the safe, smart route, most millionaires don't become millionaires like that, bro. It's just the ones you see that advertise it. You know what I'm saying? I literally know millionaires that don't know nothing about how to even market their shit. That Airbnb we was at in ATL, the last one, because I had to use 3 Airbnbs out there. The last one, me and the guy was literally talking because he was like, yo, I got multiple cribs. Mind you, that crib was like a mansion, bro. The driveway could fit like 10 cars. It was like six rooms in there, like 4 bathrooms, bro. And he has multiple properties like that in different states. And he was like, yo, you said you do YouTube, right? Well, I got multiple properties. I'm going to create a channel where I'm giving out houses. Multi-million dollar properties. I'm listening to this on the phone like, I need one of them cribs. I need one of them cribs. But he's asking me how to market himself on YouTube, right? So stop thinking like the average millionaire is vlogging, or the average millionaire is betting and doing all this fast shit. The average millionaire, and I learned this in a book called The Millionaire Next Door. The average millionaire is just smart and consistent. Just get that out the way. And we already proven. We looked at some top fumbles. Y'all said Mike Tyson, 50 Cent, MC Hammer, he fumbled like 50 million. Mike Tyson, I think, was like 300 million. It might have been more than that. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. There's no amount of money that can save you from bad decisions. So if you're going from 0 to financially stable, what you realize is, most people just literally don't have self-awareness when it comes to money. Like, you have no idea that you're overspending. You have no idea that you can't even fix something because you don't even think it's a problem. I remember I used to work at the mall, right? I used to work at King of Prussia, right? And working at the mall is one of the hardest ways to save money, especially when you already got bad spending habits. I used to get paid Friday, and the bread would be going before I even clocked in that Friday. I would probably get paid Thursday night, Friday morning, technically like 2 a.m. or something. That bread would be going before I even clocked in, bro. I'm just being honest, bro. I mean, I was like 17, you know what I'm saying? That bread was gone. Didn't even exist. It never made it to the weekend. Never made it to the weekend. the thing with that is, I didn't even think this was like, you know what I'm saying? I just was so deep into making purchases. It was just like, oh, I want to buy this next. 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 Literally no plan. When you start putting a little bit of money to the side, it could be $20. Let's say that's all you can afford to save per check is $20 or $50 or $100. You have to do that first. Now, every time I pay myself, because I'm an employee technically under my own business, do your homework on, just get LLCs or corporation. Do your homework on that. I pay myself. Anytime I pay myself, the first thing I do is separate that money to that savings, bro. The first thing I do. Because you start even ignoring that money a little bit, bro, and you have a little budget. You do it by percentages. You look at how much you're getting paid. You break it down to percentages. You kind of got like rails. You got like rails. Like, y'all know how I'm a good bowler. So every time I bowl, they don't put the rails up when I bowl because they know I'm gonna just hit a strike. So if the rails was there, it'll prevent somebody like y'all from going to the gutter. A budget is rails. A budget tells you, don't go that way. Don't spend this much, and you're cooked. That's a budget. That's the bottom line of a budget. So y'all haven't seen me bowl? Okay, so we're just not paying attention to the streams then. Anyway, the point being, bro, is you know what's crazy? If I would have looked at my money back then, let's say the check was like $300 or $500, and I would have put like a budget calculation on that. Actually, let me show you. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull this up. I know some of you can still read with your fingers. I know some of you still read with your fingers. So actually, let me do this so y'all can read chat a little bit easier. Actually, I'm actually gonna work smarter, not harder. I'm gonna draw a box, right? I'm gonna draw a box, and then fill in the box. I'm the smartest alive, bro. 300 IQ, bro. Boom. I told you I'm Play-Doh with a do-rag, bro. I'm Play-Doh with. Who would have thought of that, chat? Anyway, just give me anybody say the last paycheck y'all had. Just say the number, even if it's embarrassing. Even just somebody give me a number. I'm gonna take the first number I see in the chat. Bro said 1,700. That's pretty good. 1,700, bro. You got paid. This is after taxes. This is everything. Like, this is like, let's say you getting paid this bi-weekly, right? We're gonna say bi-weekly. We're just gonna make this up. Right? Boom. Now, I don't know what you spent or how you spent it, but this is gonna be like a not so terrible guideline, right? Now, you got categories. You got save, right? You got invest. Let me know if is this too small. Y'all can read that. Fun. This is the fun category. Do not spend this at the strip club. That U and the N is far as fuck from F, so we're gonna go right there. F is for friends and it is together. What else do I say? Invest, fun. There's something else I do with my money. It's the fourth category, bro. Needs. You're right. Needs. I'm tripping. Needs. Now, the first thing you would have to do, rent. If you see a big, like a very in-depth financial spreadsheet, it's going to separate all that thing and be very specific. But let's just break it down to needs, fund, invest, and save, right? Now, for the guy that said 1,700, I don't remember who you are. How much do you pay a month in needs? Your needs is like kind of like that. A lot of times is set in stone unless you move or change your living situation. Your needs, this is for me, my needs will be rent, car insurance. I'm thinking about like my internet, and food, phone bill, right? For the guy that says 1,700, what is your needs, bro? 1,000 a month and just rent. Okay, I only asked about rent. Okay. The average phone bill check, can we just say 100? Can we just say $100? I'm gonna make up everything else. Let's go 1,100. That's rent your phone bill. Wi-Fi. Let's go 75. Okay, let's go 75 actually. 75 for the phone bill. 75 phone bill. 75 Wi-Fi. So we're at about 1150, right? Do you drive? Mr. 1700. Yes. Okay. Let's get that insurance price, buddy. I appreciate you letting us really use this example. Your needs have to come first, chat. But guess what the second most important category is? Y'all going to say save. It's the fun. It's the fun one. Why is it the fun? Because money has a lot to do with emotion. Money has a lot to do with psychology. If you've ever gambled, if you have ever had money ever in your life, you know 9 times out of 10, the first thing you think of doing is pleasing or satisfying yourself emotionally. Oh, I want them sneaks. I want that new this game, or I want to buy this, man. The first thing is like you'll try to emotionally satisfy yourself. So you have to put that in your budget because it's just impossible. Unless you're like going negative every month and you can't afford to have fun. 9 times out of 10, you have to like put it in there just so you can channel. Like you have to get it out. It's like anger. It's like if you're angry, then you need to start boxing or going to the gym or something. Like you just don't want to let that anger build up because then you're just going to do something crazy. It has to go somewhere. So fun is really important. Total insurance is around $700, but I get paid weekly. Oh, so this is $1,700 weekly. Oh, my fault, money man. You should have just said that. Okay, so we're gonna put you at. I didn't know this was weekly. I was gonna do this whole calculation after, but okay, this is not average. This is not average at all. So I don't know if we want to use you, but we're gonna stick with it. We're gonna stick with it because this is not average. This is actually way above. You make almost $7,000. You're making $7,000 a month after taxes. This isn't average, but let's just go with it. Let's just go with it. What's all your needs a month then? What's all your needs a month? Let me get like $3K, $2,500, something like that. Just let us know real quick. You could just you know this number for sure, and after that we're gonna apply the budget about all your needs. Even if you don't know, then we can just make it up then. Because every other category gotta work around your needs. Ballpark it. Let's just ballpark it. It runs up like $2,500. All right, I stay with my folks. That's smart. For a time being. Okay. Now, this is, I like doing this per check. And the reason I like doing that is because, let's say sometimes the taxes change or your hours change. He might go from 1 month making $6,800 to $6,200 or $6,500, or you know what I'm saying? Like, so I do it per check, and it lets me know what's an accurate number for that check. Now that I have this number though, watch how I do this. I'm gonna take $2,500, right, and divide it by $6,800, and this is gonna give me a percentage. Boom. 0.36. I'm gonna round that up to 7, right? Want to make it a percentage? Drag the decimal point twice. So 36.7% a month on needs, right? This is a very important number. That 6 looks horrible, but I'm drawing with my mouse. Around 36.7% on needs, right? You know what this leaves? There's about to be some big brain moments, but just follow me here. We're gonna take 100% minus that needs category. We're gonna get like 63.3. Now, this is for everything else. Boom, we got the needs out the way. This is like all his bills, car, insurance, all that. Yeah. This is leftover for everything else. Now, this is where you go back to your budget, right? And you say to yourself, this is personal now. What are my priorities? Right? Me, I just had to change my budget a couple months ago because I'm prioritizing saving right now. I'm prioritizing saving. So one of my highest categories is saving instead of literally investing. For most of the last 2 years, my highest category was investing. Now, I know myself. I've pretty much trained myself not to be impulsive. I'm not really an impulsive person. If I don't go out a lot, I'm not going to spend a lot. If I don't, I'm not really an impulsive person, not as much anymore, right? For me, fun had to be a certain amount because I just know I like nice things. But I know I'm super saving right now, so I'm keeping fun low right now, right? I'm not having much fun. I'm saving, and the only spending I really do is when I'm traveling for these trips. With that being said, we got 63.3% left over for everything else. Now, we're not going to break this evenly. Whatever we want to be a priority, let's say you have no emergency fund, right? And an emergency fund is, emergency happens, you got a good amount of money in your savings to handle it. Or you lose your job, and then you got a good emergency savings to survive a couple months and shit like that. That's an emergency savings. You can handle an emergency. Now, you don't have one. You're starting from scratch. You've been making some bad choices with your money. Your life sucks, right? Right. They usually say 4 to 6 months of pay. You have to prioritize saving. So what we're going to do is, assuming every single one of your bill is taken care of and the needs, every single one of your car insurance, food, everything is taken care of under the $2,500. I switched from ordering a lot, I was ordering maybe 1 to 3 times a day, every day for like a year straight. I mostly cook now. I haven't cooked recently because I'm about to travel again, so it's like whatever, right? So I started changing cooking just to put even more in this save category. So you will have to make adjustments based on whatever your priority is at the right time, right? So just from you talking to yourself. And if you got a comfortable savings, you just went through that season, you can update your fund budget, drop the save. Like, you can do whatever you want. I'm just saying these change. Your needs always must come first, though. They always got to be thought about. Now, 63.3%. If savings is my priority, right? Let's say we make this like 30%. Are we feeling 30? I'm going to go with 33.3 because that leaves me an even, I can split it 15 by 15. Boom. Now, we can go 15 by 15, but personally, if I know I'm locked in with saving, for me, the next thing importantly is going to be investing, bro. So I personally, I'm thinking 2010. You can go 15 for 15. Whatever you do, this has to add up for 30. You can go 8 and 22. We're just using like pretty solid numbers though. We're not trying to make it freaky and shit. Fix that. This shit looks horrible. Right? Boom. Looking good right there. We're looking good, right? Now listen. We already know this is 36.7%. Don't get lost in the numbers, chat. Remember, we took this out of 100. Took our needs, subtracted the needs from 100. We got this much percentage left. Now we split that up in our categories. 13.3 for fun. Are y'all feeling that, chat? Because guess what? If you look at your fun budget, right? You can adjust too. You gotta reflect. Like, all right, am I overspending? What am I overspending on? What was more than I predicted it would be? This shit is live. Like, you don't just make this up and just walk away from it. You kind of like peep game on it. You kind of check daily, like on your spending. Like, all right, how much did I spend here? Blah blah blah. If I showed y'all how I did my taxes last year, I found every single purchase for my business. Added every single, like, that was a tedious thing to do, but every single one. Mint is a good app. Mint will like keep track of all that for you. You just gotta put all your accounts on there. Now listen, right? Boom, we good, right? This is how we're gonna do the math. Right? I'm about to erase all this shit so we can calculate this shit. All we did right here is he said he spends $2,500 a month on what he needs. We did the math, $2,500 divided by how much he makes a month. This is how much he makes a month because we looked at how much he gets paid weekly. Get it? Get it? Got it? Good. Listen, y'all got to do this because if you don't do this, you're not going to know you have a problem. You're not going to know how out of pocket your spending is. Like you might look at your fund budget, right? Watch when we actually get these numbers. I'm going to show you something. We're going to do this very, very fast. That's how we do this. That's how we do this. This is monthly, by the way. This is monthly. We're going to take 6,800 and multiply that by every single one of these categories. Point. That's the decimal point in front of that. That's how you go back and put a percentage into like some math shit. Now, we smack this in there. This guy's making big boy money. He gets to save $2,000. 264.4. That's what we got when we did this math. That's what we got. Next up, we got 20%. It's like $1,360. 10%, I already know that's going to be like $680. This should be dollar for dollar his Bible, his Quran, his Holy Grail. He should wake up to this every day. I'm going to just put monthly over there. Now mind you, this is assuming he gets paid 4 paychecks in a month. Sometimes it could be 5 checks in a month. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? So this is just a 4 paycheck month. You know what I'm saying? 4 paycheck month of a weekly paycheck, $1,700, blah, blah, blah. This is what his life should look like. Now, if let's say you never did this. You know what happens for most people when they see something like this? Oh, shit. So when I bought them Mike Mary jeans that was $950, I was way over my fund category. That's why I'm barely saving. Why those percentages? Because, like I said, after your needs are taken care of, you can change these percentages based on what's your priorities. And like I said, let's say his priority is he doesn't have a good savings account. So his priority for the next 6 months is to save a lot of money. Then savings, he bumps this up. Makes this the highest thing on there just so, you know what I'm saying, he can handle business the way he wants to. So when you look at this, then that's when you reflect like, damn, I'm actually spending way too much money over here, not enough over here. I'm not even spending money investing monthly, and I'm still overspending. So you start panicking at first, like, damn, my shit way out of order. Really, chat? I remember I first did something like this, right? I'm talking about like years ago, bro. It took me, no lie, a couple of my job checks to like stabilize my life. It's not like literally what you might realize is, oh, I literally have to like take care of a couple other things first, whether it's credit cards, whether it's whatever you're paying, right? And then say, oh, like I gotta stabilize my life, and then I can start living by this blueprint. But for the most part, keep it to this blueprint, bro. Keep it to what your blueprint is. You just might I know some people might be in some type of holes. Like, I gotta pay off a couple of my cars first, man. Or I gotta catch up on this and catch up on that. But now with this, what this should make you do is slow down in a couple other areas where you like, all right, I'm not going to the mall today. Actually, y'all can go without me. I'm actually not going out to eat. So yeah, you start peeping game like, damn, I gotta tighten up. If we go back to the beginning of what I was talking about, let's get some advice per these categories. Any check, so like I said, you get paid 4 times. Okay, so y'all wanna know how to put this into terms of each of his paychecks? Well, no, don't do that. Each of his paychecks, he would just do this. He either divide this number by 4. Like, he got 2 options. He could put 1,700 into this, or just divide like these numbers by 4. To me, it's easier to divide by 4, but I already got this written right here, so that's why I'm about to just put 1,700. That's all you got to do per check. You just every time you get a new paycheck, apply it to these numbers. Because like I said, you could just divide by 4, but it's more likely that your paycheck will change than you'll get the same exact check every time. Like I just don't believe that happens all the time. So Every time your paycheck changes, boom, you erase this part, and you put the new numbers in. Paycheck might have been $1,800. You know what I'm saying? Paycheck might have been $1,600. You know what I'm saying? Then you change it and update your categories. You feel me? So that's all you got to do. And that's how you adjust it per each of your paychecks, so you know exactly what to throw away in your savings immediately. Do that first. I'm telling you, before you get paid, you got to kill your momentum. Like, all right, you hype as shit, dickhead. You trying to go spend some money? No. Throw that savings away. Throw that savings away quick. You feel me? Duck that off first. And then next, right? Next, personally, what I like to do, or what I think y'all need to hear, is for this investing category, I'm telling you, I can zoom in on these books. Those are some of the most well-known finance books in America behind me. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, all of that. Some of y'all never even heard of. Principles by Ray Dalio. That's a multi-billionaire of the top investment firm in the world. Or they at least were the top at one point in time. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Intelligent, like some real try-hard finance books behind me, bro. You read all those, right? You don't have to. I'll give you what's important. Some of the best shit I've heard with investing, bro. Invest in what you use. You got a PS5? Go get some Sony stock. You got an iPhone? Get some Apple stock. One of the stories that was told in a book called this was I remember the exact book. It was this book, One Up on Wall Street. It's a very hard read. I would not start with reading that. I just wanted to show y'all because that's the book that I heard it in. He said one of his best investments was because his wife came home in these jeans. It was like jeans or like a pocketbook she had, right? And when his wife had the jeans on, she was so hyped to buy him or something like that. And then him being an investment guy, he went to see if they had a stock. He invested in the stock of that jeans company and they went crazy. They went crazy. So it really just gave that example of, like, let's say you know Sony about to drop a new game or Sony about to have a new event. That will impact their stock. So you invest in PlayStation knowing what they're doing. If you invest in companies that you use and that you know, it's much easier to be predicting what they'll do or how good or bad they are and how good or bad that they should do. You see what I'm saying? A lot of times y'all like to look up top 5 places, top 5 stocks to invest into, gold and silver and all these things. Invest in shit that you literally use, because guess what? Anything, and it's the same thing for music too, chat. The underground always controls the mainstream eventually. So a lot of shit be cooking in the underground first, and then it becomes overhyped and mainstream and shit like that. You feel me? The underground always controls the mainstream. So a lot of times, underground, guess who gets the underground shit first? The people. The people get the motherfuckers that have friends and family that are interested in this new product or some shit. Now mind you, TikTok be making the block hot. So say you have more leftover from fun or investments. You shouldn't have leftover. Your goal should be to spend dollar for dollar everything. The only thing that could give you leftover is fun. You should dollar for dollar try to get rid of everything for each category. And let's say you have leftover, just put it into what's most important. And for this breakdown, it was savings. If you can't invest, what do you replace it with? I'm only 14, so I'm trying to understand. You could have one thing. You could have one savings account, and then also put money in there for investing. Just put the extra money into saving, I guess. Unless you want to have more fun with it. But if you can't invest, if you literally can't, then the option, you got to throw that money somewhere. I say save it at the same time, but that's up to you. You know what I'm saying? Right, invest in a side hustle. Do what you need to do. But like I said, same thing with music. Something to be underground, and then next it's a mainstream wave. Nirvana, you ever heard of the band Nirvana? Self-assured, I know. Bro, they changed fashion. They literally changed fashion by just throwing bullshit on. Next thing you know, Vogue's trying to keep up with the shit. I think it was called Grange. What was the fashion thing that they started, bro? Grunge. I'm fried. I knew I was it up, but I knew I was close. Grunge. A whole fashion trend that they started just by being a random band just doing shit with clothes. And then when it went from underground to mainstream, now the mainstream niggas had to catch up. Now Vogue's trying to figure out what's the hottest fashion trends because they're going to the streets of the people and trying to study that new thing. Same thing with hip hop, everything, bro. Same thing, bro. Same thing. So at the end of the day, you will get the best shit first on the people-to-people, word-to-mouth type shit. Like I said, that's the best advice for investing is to invest in shit you know, invest in shit you use, invest in shit that you personally hear about. Don't just go to Google because anybody can do that. We all, however many people of us is in here, can Google and find the same link and then go into the same company. You're not going to win big or do anything big by just like being late to the fucking party. He said grudge. I know I was close, dog. I knew I was close. Grinch. Oh, God. Also invest in your work. Exactly. Exactly, bro. So, Ty, you investing in YouTube? YouTube's not a stock, bro. Not that I know. Does YouTube have a stock, chat? It would be Google. Like, YouTube doesn't have no stock, bro. Yeah, Google. And yes, I have Google stock. Or Alphabet, excuse me. No, Google has a stock, right? I know I'm not tripping. I know Alphabet is like the top company, but Google has a stock, right? Yeah. Is it? Alphabet is Google. All right, same shit, bro. Same shit. How do you calculate the percentage for needs? You look at your real needs. But yeah, chat. That's that financial literacy for y'all, man. Screen record that. Take a screenshot. This vibe will eventually be posted. Plugs definitely probably screen recorded that.